Hey Weather Warriors, in this video I'm going to talk about when our next Arctic blast could occur and also if there's going to be any big winter storms associated with it. Before we begin, click the subscribe button if you like detailed forecast breakdowns just like this, much more detailed than you would see on TV. We also have a big community of weather enthusiasts just like you. So let's just get right into it here. Our next Arctic blast is coming early in the week here. Tuesday, it's going to start off in Canada and the northwestern United States. It's going to track all the way across the East Coast and finally give some of the East Coast some really cold temperatures as we head later into the week. Now, this is the upper levels, okay? We'll look at the temperatures and storm tracks here in a second, but this is good to look at height anomalies. We can kind of examine the jet just near and below the jet stream. As you see, Tuesday, we have lower than average height anomalies. So there's a little bit of troughing out here in the north central part of the United States and ridging off to the east. Your coldest air, by the looks of this thing, is going to be near and just behind this lower height anomaly. So it's around Tuesday. It's going to be up in Montana in the northern plains and also southern parts of Canada. Want to watch this thing over here. This is going to determine whether this is going to be a huge Arctic outbreak or not. There's also some ridging out here, which you'll see finally break down as we head towards Tuesday and Wednesday. So finally, Tuesday and Wednesday here, finally for the northeastern United States. We might actually get some cold air to actually move into the eastern United States. Very cold in the central U.S., northern U.S., near and behind those low height anomalies and also into Canada. But there's a lot of ridging now building out here towards midweek in the west coast of the United States. This will continue as we head towards later in the week. As you can see, as we head towards Thursday and Friday, it's now cold in the east, midwestern, and northeastern United States finally. But it's going to quickly warm back up, and there's ridging up and over top of this thing. So that's going to cause two different factors here. The first factor, it's going to be a quick Arctic outbreak. It'll only last a couple, maybe a few days if you live off to the east, but probably about 2 days for most people. And the second factor is because of this ridging kind of going over top, I don't think this is going to be an extreme Arctic outbreak. But I think a slight to a moderate type of event definitely will occur. Now, let's look at those temperature anomalies. This is the 850 millimeter or millibar temperature anomalies. I think what we're going to do is look at the action ones at the surface, make this a little easier to follow here. And as you can see here, okay, so this is Tuesday. You can see really cold air. Obviously, Canada, this will be big time. But as it moves to the east, it'll weaken a bit. You can see in Canada here on Tuesday, temperatures 30 to 40 degrees below average. In the north central United States and also the Rockies, you're talking 10 to 20 degrees below average. So obviously some sub-zero temperatures in some of those areas. Very cold up here, very warm out near where that ridging was. So it's going to be a big warm up out ahead of this thing with 20 to 30 degrees above average in the southeastern United States. As we get towards Tuesday, watch this plume move right into the central part of the United States. The northern plains, we got colder than average temperatures all the way down to almost the Gulf of Mexico now. Now it's going to be slight initially down here. The coldest air is going to be centered up in the north central United States, kind of where it's been a lot this winter and kind of where I've been forecasting the main cold blast to occur, right in that area right there. That's going to continue as we get towards Thursday into Thursday afternoon here. We'll go about Thursday at 1 p.m. here. You can see that the cold air has actually moved all the way off into the Atlantic. So we got actually finally some cold air all the way down into Texas, the Gulf. Not quite the southern end of Florida. It's been pretty warm down there, but the northern end, 10, 15 degrees below average. Still kind of cool in the Rockies, but the main show will be in the east half of the United States as we head towards later in the week as that main wave starts to move to the east. And then you'll eventually see some gradual warm-up here in the west coast as we head towards Friday and Saturday. And you can see Friday into about Saturday morning here. This is a big time change now. So we'll make another video for this, but you can see complete opposite up here in Canada as we head towards Saturday the 22nd. 40 degrees, 50 degrees above average as that ridge moves over the top. And that's going to shut down the cold air transport from Canada. And so the cold wave is just going to kind of die out as we head towards later in the week as it moves to the east. But you can definitely see still some 5 to 10 degree below average temperatures out there. What does this look like in temperature? In actual temperatures, let's look at that, and then we'll look at the storm track. So you can see Tuesday morning here, very cold. Whoops, go back to that here. Tuesday morning, very cold. Temperatures in the sub-zero range. We'll look at that key down there. You can see 10 to 20 degrees below zero up in the northern plains, parts of the Rockies even sub-zero. Purples are going to be your 0 degree temperatures. You can see warm temperatures here. This is actually Tuesday morning. So we go to Tuesday afternoon. Temperatures even in the 60s, 70s, and maybe even 80s in Florida and part of the day. And then, you can see those zero temperatures Tuesday afternoon even in the northern plains. So it might even be below zero on Tuesday afternoon in the northern plains. The main cold air will stay in the north central part of the United States. As we head towards Wednesday, you can see that moves to the east. 20s, teens in the northeastern United States, 40s in the southeast part of the United States, except for Florida, where it could be in the 70s and 80s. The Rockies obviously coming in, 20s and 30s. As we head towards Thursday, you can see that core of that mass, that cold air mass is starting to move to the east. You got a little high pressure system right here, so that thing will continue to give the northern plains some cold air very locally, just for the Dakotas and Minnesota on Friday, Thursday into Friday. But the rest of the cold air will spread to the east. It won't be as powerful as it was in the north central U.S., but it will spread out into the southeast, east coast, and the northeastern United States. But you can see 30s all the way down to about Tennessee. And then obviously those are for highs, by the way. And then you have the southern U.S., pretty cool in Texas with 40s. But you can see on Friday morning, the 32-degree line is all the way down into Mississippi world, Alabama, Georgia. So pretty far south with that. But like I said, nothing extreme, but definitely a cool down. And then Saturday, you can see the coolest of the air masses in the northeastern United States, Friday into Saturday, with sub-zero temperatures up in Maine and even some close to zero temperatures in New York here. But we'll make some more videos if anything crazy changes. Now, let's look at that storm track real quick. This is the issue here. Now, you think with something like that, we'd get a nice big old snowstorm. The issue is we have a lot of flat mid-level lift, or the 500 millibar lift is really flat. It's really not closed off. It's just going to be a big Arctic outbreak, just a cold high pressure system with a nice front out ahead of it. A little bit of a cold front with precipitation along it, but it's really doesn't have a whole lot of wrapping up in the upper levels, and you can kind of see that at the surface here. Just rain and then snow pretty much as you get north of that low pressure system into Canada, maybe parts of Michigan and the Great Lakes, but it's going to be pretty far to the north. And then obviously maybe eastern parts of New York, extending out to Maine as we head towards Tuesday, but really not a impressive storm system. For rain it might be, but for the snow part, really nothing crazy with this type of system, just a moderate type of event. But as it goes into Canada and Maine as we head towards Wednesday. And then after that, it's really going to dry down, and then the cold air will come to the south and east. Something we'll have to watch, maybe we'll make a video for this, is late week there could be a storm system that rides up into the mid-Atlantic and southeastern United States. With these types of events, it's hard to forecast these this far out because very localized events like this with a finicky rain to snow line is going to make things really interesting, and with localized lift, some areas in here could actually see a decent little snow event. We'll make a video on that if, there's more consistency, but it's something we're going to be watching. These models have been showing this pretty consistently across the east, especially the Carolinas as we head towards later in the week. So with that said, click the video up here. This is a 10-year radar time lapse I made from 2010 to 2020. Check that out. Subscribe if you like videos like this. Comment below if you like shorter videos or longer videos. We're kind of trying to optimize these videos for you guys. We're also going to be getting some new graphics in here very shortly. I'm making my own models for this channel, so stay tuned for that, and hope you have a great day, and we'll see you soon.